4th down, the final play, unless they can stick it in the end zone. Dorsey under pressure, throws it, incomplete. The Buckeyes win.
Ezekiel Elliott, and he's got an opening. Elliott off to the races. Can they catch him?
Feature the two backs as receivers, and now a downfield shot on first down for the end zone. Touchdown, Ohio State strikes first. Making the judgments again, and there is Smith running free, breaks a tackle. Ohio State strikes quickly from 45 yards. Pressure comes. Sword, knocked it out, and picks it up. Jack Sword coming down the sidelines. Ohio State scoop and score. And dagger from 82 yards.
Here they come.
Heavy pressure. Howard delivers downfield. And Smith, he's got it. Jeremiah Smith. 2025 college football national champion Coach Ryan Day and the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Welcome in, Buckeye backers. We are bringing it to you live from Seattle, Washington, to the cornfields of Enid, Ohio. We are the pulse of Buckeye fans across the nation, with Seattle Matt and Buckeye Steve. Welcome in, Buckeye backers. We are back with a immediately after the game show with our original backer, AJ, in the house from an island far, far away. I think I can hear the waves in the background, man. How you been?
Hey, man, it's looking to be a beautiful morning. You know, get up at 2 a.m. and guess what? We mess with Texas again, baby.
Oh, and Bugsy's daddy is probably the best Twitter follow that you'll see anywhere. I mean, if you're an Ohio State fan, go follow Bugsy's daddy. Awesome. He always gives me credit, always reposting some of our stuff. So follow him. And you're absolutely right. The defense was fire. I was not expecting that. I was not expecting a game like that. I didn't think our defense would lead the team. I knew they had the talented athletes all around the board because you see those guys up close and personal. You see how big, how fast, how athletic they are. But the experience is where I was just like, damn, I don't know if they have the guys to push them through adversity. They didn't really face much adversity. I mean, those 4th down conversions, they stopped them. They stopped them on the goal line. What were they? 1 for 5?
Down stops.
1 for 5?
1 for 5, man. 4. Count them. 4 big time 4th down stops. 1 at the goal line, like you said. Looked kind of familiar to those playoffs last year, huh?
Yeah, and I posted, I was like, hey, man, they have the saying, you don't mess with Texas. Well, Texas don't mess with goal line stands against Ohio State, baby. Can't be doing it. You can't be doing it. You're going to lose. It's going to make you lose every time.
Yeah, speaking of that defense, man, Reese, man. I know James Ordonitis said this man was special, but boy, he came out. He balled out. He played out, man. Like, wow. That linebacker play was legit. We were shutting down the run. Obviously shutting down the pass until the last couple of drives there. But damn, what a defensive football game. I know a lot of people out there, it's a boring game, but I guess they don't appreciate good defense.
Yeah, because that defense was hot, man. And people saying, you know, there was emotional responses after the game saying that Texas was no good. That's a damn good Texas football team. It's week 1. You're traveling on the road with a quarterback who's never been in a hostile environment like that. And I really think his nerves were felt. Like, that Heisman campaign took a hit, but he can pull back from that. He can definitely pull back from it. And at the end, you know, those deep balls by Arch Manning were phenomenal. I mean, he caught fire for a little bit, gave them some hope. But, man, you got to give it to Sayin. You got to give it to Sayin. Dude, he did exactly what he needed to do. No turnovers. Control the ball. Do not let them back in it with some turnovers. They kind of played it nice and easy on them in the end, or I think we could have really pounded it down their throat. You know, if they open up the offense at the end, and Day talked about it in his post game. He was like, you know what? I'm not going to do that to him as a first-time starting quarterback. And, man, just phenomenal. Like, I was not expecting that. I was expecting maybe a turnover, maybe 2. You know, I was expecting him to look more like Arch Manning, to be honest with you.
No, I think they both played how I thought they would in this game. You're not going to ask Sayin to go Super Saiyan, if you will. Not quite yet. I mean, obviously that Texas defense is stacked through all layers of the defense. So, I mean, I think we got out of Sayin what we expected. Maybe you would have thought there might have been a turnover or two, or maybe some errant throws. But man, he was kind of on target, on time. He was pretty accurate. They didn't ask him to do a whole lot, but when you have that defense playing like that, why would you?
13 of 20, 126 yards, 1 touchdown, and 4 of those were drops by the receivers. At least 3 of them, two by Jeremiah Smith that definitely should have been caught on target, and 1 by Max Clare in the beginning.
Yeah, that Clare catch should have been there, man. Wow.
Yeah. And some people were giving him crap because he didn't take that shot deep. And I get it. You do need to hit JJ when he's one-on-one, but your first year starting quarterback, this is your first game against the number 1 team in the nation. I love that he was just taking whatever the defense gave him. First shot, boom, take it. Let's go. Move those chains. That's got to be the mentality in a game like this. Like, you're not taking those shots yet. Come play.
I agree with Bugsy, man. I mean, Sayin looked better than Manning did today. I mean, neither one of them, I would say, either balled out, but as far as like didn't have any turnovers. I mean, he was accurate when he had to throw the ball. I mean, no complaints.
No complaints whatsoever. Flip it back to the defense, though. That defensive line, man, I hope, and it sounds like Kenyatta Jackson, he's doing well. I think he'll be okay. He walked off. He did go to the tent, didn't come back. But at that point, they almost didn't need him until, that touchdown there at the end where Arch Manning just threw that up, and Jermaine Mathews was on fire, absolutely on fire. And
so is Ignabosa, man, with those 10 tackles. I mean, he was
led
all
the team
over the field, man.
Yeah, led the team in tackles, 1 more than Arvell Reese, who I just can't say enough, man. I can't say enough about this defense. When they lead the team like that and they take over the game, I don't think Texas was expecting our defense to be that good either.
No, I definitely wasn't. So I guess count me as shocked. Like, I figured there's going to be some rough patches. There's going to be some times and effort, maybe up the middle, maybe, just little passes out on the flat that maybe we'd be a little off on. I was worried about communication between the new DC and the defense. Like, obviously I know we're in safe hands with Downs and Styles. Oh yeah. Like, everybody doubted Laurinaitis as a hire. Like, he's got no coaching experience, but look at this linebacking crew, man. But I still expected some communication errors between the new DC and a young defense team. But man, those guys were on it. Like, and you just see him just on the sideline, man, just pencil in the hat, just loving the calls. Matt Patricia was just like laughing, having a good time. Man, it just looked like they were having fun.
I was actually surprised he was on the sideline. I thought he would be up in the booth. And I didn't see, I don't know if Tim Walton was up in the booth or who else was up in the booth feeding them, kind of the information from the nest, man. But you got to have someone up there that really knows ball that can, feed them the formations and where guys are lining up and what you want to do schematically. Because, man, I just think coordinators always are in the box. But, hey, it works, man. And he's probably going to be down there the rest of the season because, you know what, this defense balled out. How many yards did they have? Like 200, and they didn't even have 300 yards. No, I know before that touchdown it was like 233, so it's probably right around like 275, something like that. And to hold the number 1 team in the nation to 275 yards. Oh, we're playing something. We're jamming. We got some feedback coming.
Something's going on. I don't know what was that about.
I don't know where that's coming from, but didn't sound like anything I was playing. But you're jamming, dude. Anyway, moving right along. Anyone else that stood out to you?
I don't know if CJ Hicks did a lot, but that last quarterback pressure, man, and just the whole, like, I just gotta give the whole Dia credit, man. Like, Downs, like, he was in there, he was doing his thing. They controlled Manning's feet for the most part. Like, we kept hearing about then Manning's going to run wild and Manning's going to, get out of the pocket. Like, I just felt like they kept him contained. It was good disciplined defense. Like, everybody was just kind of on their thing. I don't know if anybody particularly stood out, but the entire defense as a whole, just sound, disciplined, gap coverage. No one over pursued for the most part. It was just, solid D all the way across the board. The D line, the linebackers,
solid
safeties.
Ooh, that's a good question, Andre. The number one team in the nation, only 7 points today. How far will they fall after today? I guess it depends on how Clemson and Notre Dame and LSU look, because those are the other big games. But I wouldn't imagine more than 5 at the most, because you lose by 7 points on the road against the number 3 team, who's now the number 1 team in the nation.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect them to fall too far. I think the only thing that might have took a hit is maybe Manning's Heisman hopes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously he's got plenty of season, plenty of time to kind of make that up. I mean, he looked really, really off at times. I mean, before he had the touchdown, it was looking really, really slim. He was in the fourth quarter with 30 passing yards. Like, I think his Heisman hit took a hit, but I mean, he's a young quarterback. It doesn't mean a whole lot. Like, it's freaking Ohio State, man. Like, nope. Not too many teams just run into the horseshoe and just make it look easy. So I don't know what people are expecting out of Manning, but it's the horseshoe, man. It's Ohio State's defense.
That's a damn good point. Iggy had no pass interferences today. Led the nation in penalty yards last year and none today. So we will take that. And he had a really good pass breakup in the end zone. That one on Mathews, that touchdown, if you go back and look at it, you will see their wide receiver. I can't remember his name. The white boy, they call him White Chocolate because he's just so athletic. But he tugs a little bit on the back of the jersey on Jermaine Mathews, and it's just the right amount to like throw you off 2 inches. Like if you get that while you're running full speed and your concentration is just on the ball, I think Mathews would have had it if he didn't get tugged. You know,
that's debatable. And
it was
too, man. That catch,
yeah.
There's a way it could have been called back. I think it was a good call, but if it went the other way, I could have saw that.
We got to give Matt Patricia all his accolades, man. He deserved every bit of, the fanfare that he gets. Because a lot of people across the nation were like, no, it's terrible, especially the Michigan people. And now they're really going to be talking like, you did this to my Lions. You did this to my Detroit Lions. And then you go and resurrect the Buckeyes and keep them right where they needed to be after they lose 8 starters on this defense. And you respond like that. Talk about rebuild, dude. Rebuild. Like, it's not a rebuild, it's a reload, man. Oh my gosh.
All I know is if he keeps this up, we ain't got to give him his flowers. He's gonna earn them in the Rose Bowl on the way to another playoff run, baby.
That's true. That is absolutely true. Patricia. Defense. The moral of the story today. Anything that was in particular that you would have done differently as the Texas team?
I don't know, man. I can't go against Sark. Like, obviously, he knows more about football than I can. I think maybe they weren't as usually run a little bit more trick plays, or maybe run a little bit more counters and different things like that, like moving the line around, moving the wide receivers around. I feel like they kind of played straight up. I guess if I was Sark, that's one thing I would change. But
yeah, well. What I would have changed, I think they abandoned the run way too quickly. They were really pounding that ball. Their offensive line was getting a push on their defensive line. And I was like, man, they were getting like 5-6 yards a carry there for a little while, and they abandoned it, went straight to that pass. They wanted, I think they know what they have in Archie Manning, and Arch probably is doing it well in practice, right? He just had the nerves of going to the shoe, man. I mean, that is different. That environment is different. It was different today. It was electric, and think about it, man. Think about your nerves going in there. Yeah, you might be cool, calm, and collected, but he wasn't today, man. Overthrows, underthrows, the couple deep balls that he hit were great. The one down the sidelines right in the breadbasket, or right where it needed to be. And then that touchdown pass was on point. So he had some deep balls, but the mid passes, like mid-range, intermediate, I guess you want to call it, he was off.
Yeah, I think the screens and the short and the intermediate passes, he kind of struggled. He was a little bit behind. He was underthrowing the ball quite a bit. I don't know how many skipped in to the receiver. I mean, even on that third down where it was just, just a little bit behind the receiver, just like that little bit. Like, he wasn't too far off. I think
put one in the dirt too.
He's still going to grow. Like, everybody thinks like he was just going to step in. He started 2 games last year against some nobody teams, and he played excellent against those. But like, it's just a different world, man, when you're playing, on the road against in a hostile stadium, one of the biggest stadiums in college football. You're playing against obviously a defense that maybe you didn't think was going to be that good, but obviously they turned out to play really, really well. Yeah. Like everything's still ahead of Manning, but you know what? Forget him. Let's talk about these Buckeyes.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. We got to get off this Manning train. Just that Heisman run is over.
Let's talk about Sayin, man.
Sayin.
God, he was so accurate. Like obviously he didn't throw the ball a lot. We didn't put the game in his hands. We didn't need to. But when he was out there balling, I mean, to me, if I had to take a 1-game sample, give me Sayin.
Oh yeah, California cool all the way. Give me Sayin all day long. Wait till the end of the year. Like I said earlier, you get in that playoff run, he's taking those deep shots. Like he's getting eased into it right here. The only thing I could complain about this game at all was really Ryan Day just, kind of easing him along. Really, and there's no complaint with that. Like that's how it should have been done. It's the first game with a brand new starter, and it's getting nitpicky trying to find something. So what's Day? What is his legacy like now? I mean, he's knocking on the door, dude. He's knocking on the door of a title run right now.
I mean that confidence changed, man. Like you could always see like a little bit of fear, a little bit of worry in his eyes the last couple of years, but now you just see that like that calm, cool. We're going to get it done. We're going to figure it out.
He's 3 in a row against the SEC.
Yeah, 3-0.
Tennessee, Texas.
3 in a row, man.
That terrible bowl game against Missouri has Day lost to the SEC. And he's won 4 straight against top 5 teams. That has to be some type of record. 4 straight against top 5 teams.
Yeah, that's got to be. I mean, that's a heck of a run. I mean, as bad as us fans have been on Ryan Day, like he's definitely, man, he's turning it, man. He's a different guy. I don't know if it was just a playoff run or it was always there, just that close, and now he's.
I mean, we're gonna have to start talking about it. We're gonna have to.
He's playing with house money, man. He's playing with house money.
I mean, you beat Texas like that after winning a national title. Number 1 team in the nation, and you do it. It was dominant, really. Like they shouldn't have had that last touchdown. It probably wasn't a touchdown. And listening to Joel Klatt was mind-boggling to me. Absolutely mind-boggling. The dude grabs Jeremiah Smith's helmet, pushes it down, and he was like, I honestly think he's not allowed to second guess himself. I honestly think that because he says it before he sees the replay. He's like, oh, that wasn't, it just got a little handsy there. And then he's like, looks at it, and you can tell it's like he's stalling, right? And he's like, yeah, that's not pass interference. That was a good play. A little bit handsy.
I thought Smith had to check his backpack for a minute. That dude was all over his ass.
Yeah, dude, that was ridiculous. You have to call that. You can't pull someone down by their helmet as a defender, especially one-on-one coverage right there. You're trying to get out of your break. That's dog shit. That's a horrible call. And people were complaining. I know some Texas fans were complaining about the penalties. That's an SEC crew, man. SEC crew. I don't think they got that first 4th down that they went for, that sneak in the very first one.
Yeah, I think it was close. I think they probably should have measured it. I think it could have gone either way.
Absolutely measured it. At least
I feel like most of the calls were just kind of pre-snap. Like, what are you going to complain about the face mask when you rip the offensive lineman's helmet off? Like, that was obvious. I feel like most of the calls were obvious. Of course, there's always going to be a missed calls. I mean, Smith is they're probably going to get a little bit more love to the defender defending Smith than they are going to give Smith. That's just like when you're a superstar, man, you just don't get all the calls.
Yeah.
It is like Shaq in the paint. You could hack the shit out of them. You're lucky to get a call. Like once you reach that level.
Yeah, absolutely. We're switching back to the defense because the locker room's on fire right now. Matt Patricia was excellent. Players were well prepared. The game plan was brilliant. Looks like another great assistant. We may lose to the NFL next year, but in the meantime, we have a big-time defensive coordinator. I think Matt Patricia's happy, though. Like, there's a difference. You see him smiling, having fun on the sidelines. Maybe he goes, but I think he's got that 2-year commitment with Ryan Day.
He's going to give at least 2 years. I think he's happy where he's at. I think he actually likes the college aspect of like development of players. Like you don't really get that in the NFL. It's more like X's and O's. Maybe he loves and appreciates the teaching. Everybody in Buckeye preseason, whether it was spring game time frame or fall camp, like everybody was talking about how much he loves to teach, and you get more of that in college football. So maybe, just maybe, he's around for a while.
For sure. And I got to jump on Klatt real quick. I know I'm going to kind of go on my own little tangent, but I don't think that he's actually a Michigan homer. I mean, you got to give him credit. When Michigan was going for that national title and they've been beating Ohio State 4 in a row. So he's got to play to that, right? As a broadcaster, as someone who is involved with getting eyeballs. I get that. But what I don't get is when because it's every game. Every time I've seen him make calls, he's like, that wasn't a pass interference. And then you see the replay and you're like, obviously it was. Like, you can change your mind after you see the replay and say, oh, yeah, I was wrong. That was pass interference.
Yeah, it's just like the style of interception. But I was like, oh, that's a pick. That's a pick. And when I saw the replay, I was like, that's not a pick.
Yeah.
Well, you can change your mind. I was like, that's a good call.
He never does. Never. He sticks with it. I think he's contractually obligated to stick with whatever he says. He's not allowed to.
I still love Klatt, man.
I used to
love him, man. I think he's still one of the best in the business. I actually think he gives the Buckeyes quite a bit of love. I mean, how many times has he been to Columbus? Of course, we're always the big noon kickoff. We've been complaining about it, but Klatt's always right there, man. I think he's I think he's actually more of a Buckeye lean than he is a Michigan lean. But obviously, when Michigan's just came off the national title last year,
2 years
or the year before last year. So you got to give him some love, man. You got to talk about him. Of course, he's promoting all the Big Ten, man. Like he's kind of like
absolutely. That's his cash cow, the Big Ten, and both Ohio State and Michigan are the ones paying the bills. So he's got to put some love out there for both of them. I just don't like the interference calls, and I don't like when his podcast has like a third of it is talking about Colorado because they're not relevant. So I want to hear more about the big games, but that's another tangent for another day. Let's talk the number one Buckeyes. Number one in the nation. Got to be, right? There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You think Clemson can come out and steamroll LSU and take the number one spot?
I doubt it. I don't think they'll jump 3 spots like that. I think, obviously, if they steamroll LSU, it could be a discussion, but I think they'd fall at number 2. But I don't see them jumping 3 spots, even with the big win over LSU.
What about Notre Dame? Notre Dame over Miami big?
No, obviously the Texas win's a lot bigger. I mean, Miami's still Miami until proven otherwise. Like, decent team, but can't quite get over the top.
Yeah. So we're looking at the number one Buckeyes. Number one, second week of the season. Like, now you got to defend it. Everyone's coming after you. You got to defend the national title, and you got to be like, oh crap, they're the real deal. Like, every team always gives Ohio State all they got, but now it's different. They know that this team is legit. They're real. They're SEC slayers as of late. Like, damn. I haven't seen those videos yet.
If this defense plays like this all year round, we got plenty of time to develop Sayin. We got plenty of time to get the running backs going. I mean, I think the running back room needs a little help. I think Donaldson actually did good. I think Peoples needs to work on his vision, kind of running some of that.
Yeah,
some of the gap plays, I feel like he didn't really quite hit the hole.
Yeah.
Or one of the zone blocking runs that they did. He didn't quite have the great vision to either cut up the field too early and ran right into a blocker, or he stretched it out too far and didn't cut and ran into a defender. So, but if the defense is playing like this, man, these young guys are going to have plenty of time to kind of figure it out.
Yeah.
And then when it matters, they'll be ready.
I also thought there was a couple other things that we saw. The offensive line didn't look excellent. They looked good, but this is probably the number one defensive line in the nation.
I disagree. I was about to say, I disagree, man. Like, there's some ballers on that defensive line, and for the most part, outside of some like surprise blitzes, they held their own, man. I mean, the right tackle, the left tackle, they were holding those defensive ends back, man. Like, they didn't get too much pressure unless it was manufactured blitz. And even when that happened, Sayin managed it really, really well.
And you saw how Philip Daniels blocked Collins all night, or all day, I should say. Should have been night, but all day he blocked him and held his own. I see why Philip Daniels is in there now over Onyemwa. What I would have liked to see is a little bit of Bo Jackson, man. I'm on the Bo Jackson fan train. I got to see this guy play. I know he's a freshman, but Jeremiah Smith.
In this situation, it'd be different if it was we needed to score. We needed to get some kind of energy out there or something like that. But we have this game. We already have a new QB. Let's not put the ball in the hands of a young running back too. Where defense is playing tight, defense is playing good. Let's lean on the D just like we did and win the game that way.
Give me Bo Jackson against Grambling State. Come on.
Yeah, we'll get Bo Jackson next week.
Give me some Bo Jackson. I love watching that dude run. You guys just wait to see. If you haven't seen too much of it, obviously you saw it in the spring game, but seeing him run at practice, how hard he runs, like, dude, he's next level. I'm telling you, absolutely next level. Like, there's a reason he was out doing interviews as a freshman running back, the third string running back. Like, there is a reason. Dude is going to be legit, and he's chiseled. He's fast. He's got moves. I can't wait to see it. Can't wait to see a third string.
Yeah, I think we definitely need some work in the running back room. I don't know if that's more on the O-line, more on the running backs. To me, when Peoples was running, like, especially on the zone blocking scheme, like he couldn't figure out the right hole. He missed cutbacks. To me, Peoples he's got some work to do. Donaldson, like, obviously short yardage back, like he was great in the short yardage, so no complaints there. Obviously, when we're used to watching the running backs we had last year compared to this group, them being young, like there's going to be obviously a little bit of a step back as far as that goes. But yeah, I'm definitely ready to see Bo Jackson. But like in this game, nah, let's not do it, man.
There was another thing I was surprised about. I was expecting to see CJ Donaldson get some screens because they worked on that over and over and over again in practice. I know it was because one of the practices we went to was short yardage and like short yardage passes. So they weren't passing downfield more than like 8 yards. So it was like, it was a lot of screens to him and a lot of screens to Peoples too. So I'm just surprised. I'm absolutely surprised that they didn't do it, but they didn't really need to. I would have liked to see the offensive line and the running backs a little bit more dominant. That's my one takeaway, and you can't complain about that.
Like I can't say that because Simmons is one of the best.
I agree with that. I mean,
in college football, and I'm not even sure if he had a pressure really in the game. Like they held Simmons in check the entire game.
I don't think he played. I don't think he was there. He was on the sideline the whole time.
Like, I mean, I have no complaints, man.
And what about Wingo? I thought he was the next Jeremiah Smith, the wide receiver. What did he do?
I mean, you could say that, right? But what did Smith do against Texas last year, right? We can't play that one game dissect. I don't. Sure. Obviously, he's no Smith.
Why you gotta be the voice of reason? Let me talk shit.
All I know is, man, that secondary was on it, boy. Like nobody was open. Mm-hmm. Nobody was running free. Everything was earned. Even on the play that maybe Manning actually slid a ball in there, man. None of that was easy. There was no breakdown in coverage. No one running free. No one running wild. This defense was all over everybody and everything.
Bugsy from the locker room. Yeah, the post-game interview. Matt seemed really happy and loves Columbus. Yeah, I think he's got that 2-year guarantee. The difference was last year we lost that offensive coordinator. Bill went over and went to where'd he go? Boston College. Yep. Came in. As soon as he got here, he was gone. So it was like Ryan Day called in a favor and knew Chip Kelly had to go somewhere. You know, he was kind of getting forced out at UCLA. So he was like, yeah, man, I'll come. I might not stay that long. He's like, yeah, whatever, man. Let's just go. Let's try to get this natty and go. And he did. And he's off. And I mean, that money.
If Ryan Day is going to be like the head coach in college football, you're going to have to deal with coordinators leaving, man. Like you can't run a great program and not have coordinators leaving every 2 years. You got to make great hires. That's what difference between Saban and a lot of other great coaches or good coaches out there is Saban always made a good hire. He replaced good coaches with great coaches or great coaches with good coaches. I mean, it's just the nature of the beast, man. Hopefully Matt stays for 2 to 4 years. That would be awesome. But I mean, if you're on top of the mountain, man, people are going to come pick your coaches. It is what it is.
Yeah. And he's going to be gone. He's absolutely going to be gone at some point because he had this defense humming, absolutely humming. Someone's going to take that. I mean, they need to give him a sizable raise after this year if it keeps up the way it is. But
you just got to keep on making good hires, man. You go from Knowles, which is the best DC in college football, and then you go out and get Matt, and everybody's kind of doubting it. And then this game, at least this game, I I don't remember Knowles rolling out of defense from day one looking that great.
No, but
I love Knowles. Don't get me wrong. I'm not
cupboard was empty.
I'm not knocking Knowles. I love Knowles, but
yeah, but his cupboard was empty. I mean, that was like all-time worst defenses in Ohio State's history when he came in, and he turned it around. So I'll give him that. How
many starters left that defense last year, though?
Patricia would only go back to the NFL. Don't think he loves recruiting and the NIL. Yeah, maybe. You think he would only go back probably as a DC role? Well,
I mean, I'm sure be a DC role. I don't think he's taking.
Sure, he'll get hired for DC. Yeah, I think I agree with that. And maybe some coaches are just coordinators, man. That's what it is. Yeah. And that's okay. That's all right.
What's that old saying? He's got coordinator face.
Yeah.
It's different, man. It's different when you're running the show.
Yeah, and even today, like it's completely different, which reminds me of another topic. Just today, college football is completely different than it used to be with NIL. You have to have a manager at the top, right? And you have to have good assistants. We got that right now. But what I noticed, and you probably noticed it too, it looked like in clutch situations, at least, Ryan Day was calling those plays. I mean, did you see him on the headphone? I mean, they did the close-up of him, and he was
I'm assuming he's always checking every play. I imagine whatever play comes down, he's checking. He's got ultimate say. Or like, no, we're not doing that. Try something else. Or maybe he's giving a play. Hey, let's try this. Like, I'm sure he's somewhat involved. He's obviously an OC at heart, man. Like that's his bread and butter. But I'm sure. I mean, every coach I think does that. It's not just a Ryan Day thing in this game. Like I think every coach is like, nah, try again.
Yeah, veto. Hey, you better tell me why you're calling that. And that was one of the things that they expressed. Like, when people were calling the plays, when Ryan Day was calling the plays, he talked about how he would give Urban Meyer reasons to call the plays. And Urban Meyer would fight back, like, why are you calling that? What do you think is going to do? And Ryan Day would stand his ground. And that's what he's expecting from Heartline. If Heartline can give him the voice or reason, like, why do you want to do this particular play?
And I'll give Heartline and Day some like pullback for Day and Heartline. Like, man, the O was backed up so many times within the 5-yard line. Like, you can't really run a true offensive set out of that. You can't really open up the offensive playbook, man. Like, you're just like, hey, let's get a first down. Let's get 5 yards. Let's get 7 yards so we can punt. Like, the team was backed up so much on the offense that I don't think they really had too much of an opportunity to explore some of the options that they might have under Heartline or Day or whoever for that matter.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know, obviously the goal line stand was huge. You have a first-year quarterback out there, and you get out of that without points, even the next possession. That's impressive. Like, you had to punt, and you get out of that. Field position was squarely.
That's another crazy thing about the defense, man. Like, they were put in position because we couldn't flip the field until we got that interception, and the deep was constantly in a bad position as far as like starting field position. But yet,
what else stands out to you,
man? They were like a dam. They're just holding everything back.
What else stands out to you about this game? It was cool seeing the players, like the national title team from last year coming back, seeing Will Howard out there, seeing JT. JT was coaching on the sidelines. He said he was like kind of like telling the players, what they needed to do. He's like, he was interviewed. He's like, I wanted to be out there, man. Or the sideline reporter went up to him. I think that's what it was. And we're like, yeah, it's hard not to be out there and playing. You can see the real Buckeye brotherhood when these guys are coming back. They're proud of the guys. They wanted to be out there. There's something different about being a Buckeye, dude. Something different. Going back to that Bowling Green State game, Eddie George, the head coach, Urban Meyer's there, like pulls in Joey Galloway, kind of chest bumps him. Is like, yeah, man, did you see that? Oh, dude, awesome.
And we got to talk about Lee Corso, man. I mean, I can't remember a Saturday since I fell in love with college football, probably in my early teenage years, where he's not the pregame show. Like, I probably fell off ESPN the last few years and been watching more of Fox. But today I had to tune in, man. Like, that was just nostalgia. Yeah. And then obviously him picking Brutus, his first love again for his last time. The band doing their thing. to kind of show the appreciation. Even Fox, like I was watching Fox, I was kind of switching back and forth between them two, but they both showed like Corso's last pick, man. Like this dude, this man, he can completely changed college football. Like, I mean, there's probably people who loved it, but I feel like he took it to another level. Like how many of us back in the day couldn't wait to hear what Corso had to say or couldn't wait to watch College Game Day. And I don't know, it was a beautiful thing, sad, but beautiful thing to watch him go out like that.
That reminds me, is someone else going to take over the headgear?
Nah, man, you can't replace that. You can't have somebody else.
It's got to be authentic and organic. You don't think Pat McAfee's going to do it?
Nah, I don't think so. I don't think he can touch it, man.
Oh, dude, I think someone's got to do it, man. You can't just let that tradition die.
I don't know, man.
Someone's got to put on that headgear. Man, if I have to show up at all the game days and put on some
it's
headgear,
a one-man thing, man. Like, I don't think
I'll be in the audience like, look.
This isn't something made in China, man. We can't mass produce it.
Yeah, we need to. We absolutely need to. That's part of college football. Because you're right. I mean, I know it's not going to be the same, but it's like, when the dude from Jeopardy goes out and then you replace him with someone else, like, show's got to go on, man. Someone's got to pull that headgear out. And why am I brain farting on the Jeopardy dude's name? I don't know. Someone's got to do it. We got to see it. I got to see it. I'll be mad if we don't. Like, you're missing an opportunity there. Like, are you just going to go around and make the pick? Or is it just going to be the singing whatever fight song it is, Pat McAfee is, that's the new thing instead?
Yeah. Yeah, he'll have his own thing, but it's not going to be the headgear.
It's got to be the head. Someone's got to do it. Just not Desmond, please. And speaking of that, Portnoy, when he went on, I was actually watching Big Noon because the Corso thing was awesome. And I love everything about Corso, but I wanted to hear some football analysis too. Like if I'm watching Game Day Saturday morning, if it's all just Corso's old picks, that's cool. I could watch that afterwards. I want to see some analysis and know what's going on with these other games. And this is a huge weekend for college football. So I flipped it over to Big Noon, and then Portnoy comes out singing that fight song for Michigan. I turned it off right away. I was like, I cannot watch this. It was awful. Man, like I don't know. I don't know what happened after that. Maybe it was better, but like, dude, I get it. Like, you need that attention, but you don't come out at Ohio State singing like that. At least he had Big Ten gear on.
I didn't see a whole lot of them. I did see that, but like, I know a lot of Buckeye fans are kind of, I don't know, in their crawl about that. But to me, like, man, he's like the WWE. It's fake. It's manufactured. He's trying to be an entertainer. Of course, he probably feels that way, but like, I don't know, put your average Buckeye fan on there, getting a chance to talk some shit to some Michigan fans, it'd be the same way. I don't really have a problem with it. I think it brings some kind of a weird trailer park trash entertainment, WWE style thing to the game. I don't know.
I'm going to go back to some analysis because I'm done talking about WWE and Portnoy. All right. So last year you saw where they held Jeremiah Smith, 1 reception, 3 yards. I got to turn my hands around. 3 yards. This year, they changed why that were held. Like, I talked about it in our last show. They were doing the curl routes, like 8-yard deep curl routes, 8-yard deep curl routes. Will Howard hit whoever was the closest one, doing the curl in the center. So they were doing them all across the board. And I got that picture posted on Twitter, and I just underlined all the guys that were open in the curl routes. Jeremiah Smith was over on the field side. Now they were putting them, that 16-yard catch that he had, he did that curl route wide open, but he was from the slot. So they were like, you know what? We're making him the first read. If they're going to leave it wide open like that, we're going to get the ball to our playmaker. I thought that was an awesome adjustment by Ryan Day and by Hartline to move Jeremiah Smith around and make sure he was the first target. If they're giving it to you, you take it. They were playing that shell, bend but don't break back defense, and we took advantage of it. And getting that ball to Jeremiah Smith is what we needed to do. I would like to see. They
definitely targeted him quite a bit. He was obviously the focus, or focal point of the passing game. Obviously, Tate came out with a big catch that was a score, and with most yards, definitely didn't have as many catches. But yeah, I mean, it's Jeremiah Smith, man. Like, you got to find a way, move him to the slot, move him around, pitch him the ball, hand him the ball off, whatever you got to do to get that man the ball in his hands.
I would have liked to see some jet sweeps with him or fake jet sweeps to get the attention that way, and then going back the other way. Like, it would be
kind of
real
open
nice
up the
to do.
middle. I feel like we ran up the middle quite a bit, but we didn't really do anything to open up the middle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it would have been nice to spread them out. Yeah.
Maybe we thought with their new defensive tackles that there was a potential area that we could exploit as far as running the middle. But like you can't just run up the middle. You kind of got to open it up sometimes. But you know what? We won. I'm not going to criticize too much. Obviously, I'm not calling Ryan Day out. I'm not calling Brian Hartline out. They know more about football than I'll ever dream of. So,
but hey, man, like you said, a win's a win. We move on. We're the number one team in the nation, and bring on Grambling State. And then, we don't have really a matchup until we get a bye week before we go to Washington. Is that correct? On September 27th?
Yeah, we got a lot of time to get this offense rolling. And then that game's going to be dangerous, man. Like, I don't think people really understand in the traditional Big Ten country how hostile that environment can be. I think Washington's going to be a lot better this year than they were last year. And even last year with the roster they had and the amount of wins they produced, like, man, some good coaching going on in Washington. So we need to get ready. Yeah,
be ready. They got depleted too. I mean, after that first year when Jed Fish took over. So that second year, he turned it on.
Absolutely depleted. And they still got bowl eligible.
Yeah. So we'll see. I'm going to be out there for it. Probably be on a boat somewhere doing a podcast. So that should be awesome. Somewhere in the middle of Lake Washington.
Hey, anyway. You'll be close to me. You'll be out there on the edge of the Pacific, and I'm somewhere out there in the Pacific.
Yeah, I'll holler at you from 2,000 miles away. Anyway, I think that's it, man. We're going to have the morning after show with Seattle Matt tomorrow. But AJ is back, the original backer with me. We all started this, 3 years ago?
And it was 3 years ago, man. We were talking about it. We did our first show in my garage when you were on your way to vacation up in Wisconsin when I was living there. And then the rest is history, man. And then obviously I came out here and had to kind of do my thing out here on the islands out here in the Pacific, and it's been kind of hard for me to be available for the show. But yeah, man, you've been killing it, man.
Thank you. The interesting thing about that, though, is AJ pretended he was a Wisconsin fan because we were the Big Ten backers at the time. He was living in Wisconsin, but he's always been a Buckeye. That's how I met him, being a Buckeye, which is going to be interesting for the people that followed that, because he played it off well for a solid year and a half. And then as soon as you moved away, we weren't able to do shows because of the internet and being gone and military taking over. I switched it to Buckeye backers because you know what, man? It's a lot more fun just covering those Buckeyes, especially with the national title and beating the number one team in the nation, assuming that spot that's rightfully ours.
Yeah, it feels good to be natural, man. I mean, it was nice to get to learn more about Wisconsin, but yeah, definitely not a Badger. All Buckeyes, baby.
Peace out. God bless everyone. Have a wonderful rest of your football watching weekend. Horns down. Woo. Manning, your Heisman is up, man. Until next year, brother. Peace out.